What's up, bunch of billers? My name is Trail, and today we have some interesting news out of Washington from President Biden saying that he wants to provide $800 debit cards to Social Security recipients, including SSDI and Medicare recipients. Now, this is rather shocking, as most of us thought that President Biden forgot about the promises that he made for the people who voted for him, especially the promises that he made towards Social Security recipients. But apparently, he is proposing these $800 checks to be included in the revised reconciliation bill. Now that the Democrats are needing to cut certain provisions from the bill, Biden is getting more involved in the daily negotiations. We also have information regarding the Social Security 2100 Act. Right now, this is a proposal that would include several improvements to the Social Security program, as well as some of the promises that President Biden made during the campaign trail. Also, we still have the advocacy group that's pushing for the one-time $1,400 stimulus check to be given to Social Security recipients, as well as seniors. So let's go ahead and go over the details with all of these right now. But first, if you're interested in any of these topics today, I would appreciate it if you could just go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this video. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. $800 stimulus checks or debit cards are now being proposed by President Biden. And you also may recall that previously Bernie Sanders was calling for his own version similar to this one, but that one was for $1,000 instead of $800. President Biden is pitching the idea to give elderly $800 debit cards to help with medical and dental as Democrats haggle over the slimmed down reconciliation bill. And also, Nancy Pelosi says it will be smaller, but it will still be historic. President Joe Biden is getting more personally engaged in the negotiations as lawmakers haggle over the composition of the scaled-back reconciliation bill, pressing an idea to give seniors gift cards for dental benefits. Now, President Biden has been faced with highly complex tasks figuring out which prize programs to throw overboard from the $3.5 trillion framework in order to try to secure support from two Senate Democratic holdouts, which he is referring to Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Kyrsten Sinema. But President Biden has been taunting another short-term benefit, which is the $800 gift cards for the elderly to help them spend on dental coverage as part of Medicare, according to the Washington Post report. Now, Bernie Sanders, who was championed as the dental and hearing expansion for Medicare, has also proposed his own $1,000 version of the gift card proposal. One reason is that establishing a new benefit under Medicare will take some time. A House bill wouldn't have it in place until 2028, with hearing benefits beginning to come online in 2023. The debit card may be one way to fill that gap in the meantime. Now, a summary provided by the Senate Democrats on the $3.5 trillion reconciliation package says only expanding Medicare to include dental, vision, hearing benefits, and lowering the eligibility age. Now, remarks from the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Wednesday indicated that negotiators have been making some decisions here recently. So yes, guys, considering that the Medicare expansion might not be able to be included in the reconciliation bill after they strip down some of the provisions in the bill. This is why President Biden wants to include, at least at a minimum, this $800 debit cards to be used for dental work as well as hearing expansion, if they are able to approve that. But at a minimum, they will be able to include it for just dental work. Also, we have a new proposal on the horizon, and it's called the Social Security 2100 Act, which proposes the change to Social Security benefits. Right here in this article, 4 major ways the Social Security 2100 Act would change the Social Security benefits. Social Security may be getting a facelift soon, thanks to part to Congressman John Larson's proposal called the Social Security 2100 Act, a sacred trust. Now, this proposal, which incorporates previous suggestions for improvements to the program, as well as some of the promises that President Biden made during his campaign trail, would alter numerous aspects of Social Security program, including adding a caregiver credits for people who have to leave the workforce to care for their children or care for elderly family members, and as well as an increased minimum benefit. Now, Representative Larson, who is also the chairman of the House Ways and Means Social Security Subcommittee, has been working on this bill for years. This reintroduction of the proposal was slated for October the 20th, but was postponed. Now, the trust funds that support the system are expected to run out of money within the next decade and a half, at which point recipients would receive more than 20% cut in benefits on average. Congress has never let Social Security falter, but it has not made substantial changes to the program in recent years. Making changes to Social Security is so controversial that it's often referred to as the third rail in politics because no one wants to touch it. Now, this proposal, if passed, would be funded by expanding the payroll tax cap on high-income workers. Currently, workers stop paying into the system once they earn more than $142,800. Now, this legislation would apply the tax to workers earning more than $400,000, which affects only the top 0.4% of workers. The people in between the current cap and $400,000, known as the donut hole approach, would slowly phase into the system as the current cap is adjusted for inflation every year until it reaches $400,000. But here are the four major ways that Larson's proposal would change American Social Security benefits. Number one, it would increase the minimum benefit. Now, this proposal would increase the special minimum benefit for low-income retirees, a baseline of 125% above the poverty line and linked to wage levels. The current minimum benefit, which was created in 1972, has been declining for years and is expected to be functionally obsolete for retired workers, beginning with those who will become eligible for benefits between 2017 and 2023. Number two, this would switch to CPIE. Social Security benefits are currently linked to the CPIW, which is the Consumer Price Index for a basket of goods and services used primarily by urban workers. But the Social Security 2100 Act would switch it to the CPIE, which is an index tied to cost of goods and services older Americans use. The biggest difference perhaps is the higher percentage of retirees' budget going towards healthcare, which has been growing more expensive every year. And then number three, an across-the-board benefit bump, which Larson's proposal also includes an increase in benefits for all beneficiaries, roughly 2% of the average benefit. The U.S. faces a retirement crisis, and a modest boost in benefits strengthens the one leg of the retirement system that is universal and the most reliable, according to the proposal's fact sheet. And then number four, it would offer caregiver credits. This proposal would also provide credits to the system for people who have to leave the workforce to care for their loved ones, an obligation that can cost Americans a chunk of their retirement savings in the future. Not only do workers lose out on money in the present when they leave their jobs to take care of their children and other dependents, but they are no longer contributing to the Social Security system, which uses the work history to calculate the benefits. Now, also some of the other changes in this bill would also eliminate the 5-month waiting period before workers can actually begin receiving the Social Security disability benefits. Altman says to wait 5 months with no income and then Medicare with that wait, it's a real hardship for people. So yes, those are the four changes that the Social Security 2100 Act would change to the Social Security program if that bill was to actually pass. Now, in other news, in regards to the reconciliation bill, Democrats continue to struggle to find ways in cutting provisions from the original $3.5 trillion bill in order to cut the price tag down to just $1.9 trillion. Now, the original bill included the Medicare expansion that Senator Bernie Sanders has been pushing for. As the Democrats look for things to cut from the bill, Bernie Sanders said this is not one of those. Bernie Sanders spoke on Saturday in regards to the Medicare expansion in the social reconciliation bill. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Bernie Sanders said on Saturday that the expansion of the Medicare to include dental, hearing, and vision coverage is staying in the human infrastructure bill, despite the doubts that we've heard from President Biden. Now, Biden said on Thursday during a CNN town hall that it would be a reach for the spending bill to include the Medicare expansion due to the opposition of the moderate Democrats, Senator Joe Manchin and Christine Sinema. But in a tweet on Saturday from Bernie Sanders, he said the expansion of Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and vision is one of the most popular and important provisions in the entire reconciliation bill. It's what the American people want. It's not coming out, he said. And lastly, guys, hey, don't forget about the advocacy group that is working hard to push Congress to offer at least one-time $1,400 stimulus check. And yes, guys, the advocacy group proposes the one-time $1,400 payment for Social Security recipients. The Senior Citizens League, which is a nonpartisan group that advocates for senior benefits, announced on its website a couple of weeks ago that Chairman Rick Delaney sent letters to congressional leaders proposing this stimulus payment. In a letter, Delaney noted that his organization has heard from thousands of seniors who have exhausted their retirement savings, started eating only one meal a day, starting cutting their pills in half because they can't afford prescription drugs. These are just a few of the drastic steps so many have had to take because of what inflation has done to them this year, adding that many seniors believe our government has forgotten about us. But a $1,400 stimulus check combined with 6% increase in Social Security cost of living adjustment projected for next year would go a long way towards easing those problems, said Mary Johnson, which is the Social Security and Medicare policy analyst at TSCL. They said that there are several reasons of why a $1,400 stimulus check for Social Security recipients is still greatly needed, even with the COLA increase. For one thing, she said, a large percentage of Social Security recipients are in financial fragile circumstances right now. They are saying that roughly 43% of those responding to our online survey say that they have no retirement savings. Of the people who did have savings, our surveys found that 50% of those responding said that their retirement savings had not recovered to the pre-pandemic value as of December 31st of 2019, despite the big run-up in the stock market later in 2020 and the first part of 2021, which our survey was conducted. So yeah, we obviously know that a one-time payment of $1,400 to our Social Security recipients as well as seniors would definitely do some good right now to at least give them that extra bump that they need in order for them to be able to at least have more than one meal per day. Don't you guys agree? I mean, come on now. Our seniors, our Social Security recipients, they need to be able to eat at least 3 times a day just like the rest of us. Everyone deserves the right to at least have food on their table. Now, guys, if you haven't already, please make sure that you go to the website and sign that petition to help with the push to get Congress to approve of that one-time $1,400 stimulus payment. And I will include that link down below in the description. But anyways, guys, hey, these $800 debit cards for the people who need them the most is a very good idea, even if they are just for dental. I would rather them be just extra money because some of these recipients don't necessarily need dental work. But $800 is more than before is still a small benefit. And I hope to see more changes to that bill that would target our Social Security recipients who have been left out of majority of the previous stimulus assistance from various state and local governments. Also, I must say that I am glad that President Biden is finally speaking for some of the promises that he made to the people who actually voted him into office. We haven't heard much since the campaign trail, but I hope this is a start to see more going forward. But anyways, guys, hey, what do you think about these $800 debit cards as well as the Social Security 2100 Act proposal? Do you think that these are good starting points or would you prefer to see something different? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'm curious to see what you guys think about all of this. But anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Now, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button for for us. It definitely helps out a lot to this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.